Hello everybody. Let's do a quick check here first. Do we have the mobile in line? We got the laptop in line, and we got the jazz music in line. Okay everybody, we're ready to get moving here. Tonight we're going to talk briefly about going beyond procrastination and controlling anxiety through miracles. Hey everyone, this is James Nussbaumer of jamesnussbaumer.com, and I am the author of this book, The Master of Everything, a story of mankind in a world of illusion. Let me tell you, the 8 years I spent in prison, actually the last half of those 8 years, where I finally met my editor, my personal freelance editor, Carol Gaskin of Sarasota, Florida. I am telling you, we had such a good time communicating to each other with handwritten letters through mail, because in prison there's no such thing as email and telephone calls. And towards the end of my prison time, though, in there, which was recently, I was just released, there was limited email, but nothing like that we're all used to. But anyways, thank God to Carol Gaskin, who came forward and helped me through U.S. mail to get this accomplished, and we got it to a publisher I'm so proud of, Ozark Mountain Publishing, who is behind me 100% on my book, this book, the next book to come, and the third one. This is the first of a 3-book series, and more to come after that. So I hope you will pick that up. But anyways, let's get through tonight's blog post before we run out of time here. Going beyond procrastination and controlling anxiety through miracles. What do I mean? Well, how about stopping panic attacks before they hit you and managing your anxiety? No one can achieve an abundant life when allowing fear and anxiety to control themselves. Wouldn't you agree? You don't hone a skill by diluting your attention to its development. The only way to get to the next level is through optimistic, right-minded thinking. No matter whether your goal is to increase your financial status, sharpen your business, solve personal problems, or any other area of self-improvement or self-empowerment, you need to think beyond your fears by having some decision psychology. W. Clement Stone had said, keep your mind off the things you don't want by keeping it on the things that you do want. By keeping it on the things that I do want is what made this book manifest. And Carol Gaskin will vouch for that. I'm telling you, she will. It's just a thrilling story. We'll have another blog on that. But that story is amazing, which, by the way, is part of it's told in my book. But what Clement Stone was trying to say when he said the quote, which I'll repeat, keep your mind off the things you don't want by keeping it on the things you do want, what W. Clement Stone meant, he meant to awaken to what you really want. But, sure, we've made our share of poor decisions and bad business deals, which landed me in prison for a foolish securities violation. Poor decisions on my part. Sure, there was a judge that pointed a finger at me and harshly sentenced me, but it was the decision making was on my part. But my point I'm getting to is fear. Fear reserves room for what we are uncertain about, and we are also afraid to accept what we view in our questionable perceptions. Therefore, we judge. Rather, let's listen more and talk less, where we will begin feeling our depths, our inner depths, which is the universe, and our eyes opening to experiencing life being free and happy. You see, perception is never absolutely certain, but knowledge always is. And knowledge is at our inner depths. When we listen inwardly, when we listen deeply inward, we shift towards certainty of a given situation, and we reserve no fear. But when we perceive things pessimistically, it leads to doubt, fear, and judgment. Our more optimistic thoughts may still leave room for uncertainty, even when we are very positive. Sure, we're going to have those uncertain thoughts at times, but still of a positive nature, though, that tells us certainty is in charge rather than uncertainty and fear controlling us, and that there's no need for erratic judgment. This is what 18th century English author Samuel Johnson meant when he wrote, No wise man will quit a certainty for an uncertainty." In other words, we are aware that the true self about us, which is the Holy Spirit, our spirit, the Holy Spirit is behind these shifts in attitude that come about us, and that any consequences of action we make and that we may take are meant to be. This is part of the healing process that listening nurtures and leads to a more clear-minded and brave decision-making thought process. Believe me, while I spent all those years in prison before I landed my editor, Carol, for this book, I was guided inwardly how to write to her, how to find her address, how to find the right directory that she was involved in. Of course, with countless rejections before I landed her, but it was inner guidance. You see, I was taking care of procrastination issues. I stayed on it. I wrote letter after letter. A Course in Miracles gives us a lesson deep within the student workbook suggesting that we study a fact of the universe. And here's what it is. What shares the purpose of the universe shares the purpose of our Creator. When I discuss the universe in this context, I'm not referring to the physical universe in all its glory that we initially think of, with the stars, the planets, and the glory, the full moon, and all that you see in a nice midnight sky. The universe you see with the body's eyes, even in all its splendor, is only a projected image of what you reflect inwardly. But the awe that you sense from that sight is your creative-minded depths. A reflection coming forward from those depths, if that can make sense to you. So go ahead, by all means, and accept the beauty. Accept this beautiful perception of a starry sky, the full moon, and that shooting star for what it is, in all its awesomeness, wonder, glory. But it's not of the physical. The physical is not what gives you the awesomeness of that shooting star darting across the midnight sky. Allow your creative side, the naturalness about you, the natural self in you that listens and observes, to view the beauty in sending you the joy. The universe I'm talking about is the essence of all that exists, which of course includes the joy that you receive from your creativity that is projected, that projects that star-filled evening. You see, when we revel in the wonders of the universe, this naturalness, for example, is where our own healing takes place. We may even say it is shared or united thinking. That shooting star that I talked about just may be your real potential trying to awaken you. Hey everyone, James Nussbaumer, the master of everything, a story of mankind and the world of illusion we call life. By the way, on the description box of this YouTube video here, you can click on jamesnussbaumer.com. It will lead you to my Real Abundance page at my website, and there are some links that you can click onto that for some videos that may open your mind and your eyes to that shooting star of maybe an abundant life that you might be looking forward that you may have been looking for that you haven't been able to find yet. So check it out and see what you think. Anyways, I hope you have a great life, and I hope you're going after all that you want and that you're getting it. Good night, everyone, and thanks for listening to me.